Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Tobago. I'm Davia Chambers. Today we're coming to you from this ultra-modern, eclectic twist of a villa here in the village of Lambo, Villa 513. It is our location today as we update you on our action-packed week over the next half hour. So stay with us to get all the details and we'll get started with this week's headlines. The scintillating production of Bitter Cassava culminates at Queen's Hall in Trinidad with the president among the audience. Northeast Tobago is now officially part of UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserves. We have the highlights from the inauguration ceremony. The Tobago Agribusiness Development Company is working towards efficiency and profitability. And later, entrepreneurs in the East get a boost as the BizPop Business Pop-Up Shop returns. We have all these stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago. The play Bitter Cassava was written by Dr. Lester Wilkinson, and a recent national tour deservedly returned the stage production to the spotlight thanks to the Tobago Performing Arts Company, or TPAC. The tour closed with a sold-out show attended by several well-known faces, including President Paula May Weeks and a diplomatic corps of ambassadors. We have highlights in this story. It tells a story with themes of love,
my wife and I,
pain, rejection, Bitter Cassava, written by Dr. Lester Ifibo Wilkinson and performed nationally by the Tobago Performing Arts Company, tells the story of Samuel Blondell. He's been in a common law relationship with Justina for 3 years, but suddenly gets smitten with Betty Lou. Justina finds herself out of the house. She retaliates by putting a curse on the new couple, and what follows brings consequences for all involved.
My demeanor is not an aggressive one, right? So I really, as what my fellow friend Mohammed had said, you have to find that in yourself. And it was really difficult to hold on to that and treat women with that kind of aggression. So it took a lot. The process was tedious.
The message to take away from Bitter Cassava is to really, truly understand the importance of the community and the voice that the community has and the impact. And for Justina, love our women regardless.
The play embraces Tobago's culture through dance, music, and song.
We needed something that was close to home. I knew about the play for a relatively long time, but it's those types of stories, it's that type of story that could resonate in any community, in any village, in any place.
So I arranged and wrote the scores, so the vocal arrangements, working with the cast, as well as the score writing and working with the players, the musicians, and then bringing that all together in a synergy and working with sound as well to make sure it really sounds good.
TPAC took the play nationally, performing at an Aparima Bowl in South Trinidad and bringing the curtains down at Queen's Hall on June 4th.
We wanted to share with you a wonderful treasure that we have found, something that we have found for quite a while. Tobago has always been known as a place with a very rich cultural heritage. Tobago was always known for its contributions in the performing arts, and here we are finally deciding that we are going to not just monetize that, but we are going to share that with the rest of the world. And who better to start sharing that with than with our friends and family here in Trinidad.
Bitter Cassava, as much as the chief said maybe, it was an experimental number, I kind of knew what we were getting into. And it was just for the rest of the world to catch up and see what we really have in our bosom in Tobago. And we have excellence in our bosom in Tobago.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud. Because for those who know, we came through some very uncertain times, and we felt it was important to show the rest of Tobago and the country what we can do.
So what did supporters think? The performance definitely touched the hearts of many. President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, was also present at the production.
It's bitter, and I enjoyed it very much. The music was great, and the dancing was great, and the story was great. So it was a beautiful evening, and I think a very good promotion for Tobago.
Bitter Cassava was a great experience. I love the production, I love the set, I love the music, everything. It was wonderful. I saw that the actors and the actresses, they put their heart on the stage, and I respect that.
I thoroughly enjoyed the production. It was just fresh and exciting. I love how real the actors were. You felt the emotions, you felt what they were experiencing. And so for an actor to be able to do that was incredible.
The Taste of Tobago Micro Market was also featured at the Garden Theatre of Queen's Hall. The Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition is back. This long-standing, prestigious event showcases Trinidad and Tobago's rich social and multicultural diversity. The Tobago preliminaries were held on June 7th and 8th at Signal Hill Secondary School, as you'll see in this story by Ryan McCool. Have a look.
It was an enthralling return for the cultural arts to the competitive stage. Bringing greetings on behalf of the Department of Culture was Acting Cultural Officer 2, Jesse Taylor. He says he's proud to see the strides Tobagonian participants have made in the Best Village competition over the years.
I have witnessed the emergence of the creative ecology. I have taken note of the numerous participants in Tobago who have set and raised the bar in various aspects of this competition. For our practitioners continues to utilize this as a nucleus for sustainability, preservation, and education, blending harmoniously with other key elements and staples and activities on this island, essentially making it the diverse wealth of innovators and entrepreneurs that we now boast of.
Also happy to see the return of the staging of Tobago's culture was Secretary Tashia Boris.
This competition represents the best opportunity to record and preserve the development of our historical and environmental sites throughout the island. This serves as an additional avenue for creation of noteworthy content, showcasing our island's cultural offerings as part of our continued tourism trust. Our sincere hope is that the togetherness and camaraderie fostered during this competition would inspire our communities to continuously support, participate, and keep alive our traditions and culture in an organic and structured manner.
Following formalities were the Tobago folk presentations. They started with the literature categories, dramatized literature, folk musicals, the Larian Reveille category, and dance.
My name is not even Candace. Why I have to live like this? And how you thought I was stush when we first meet? You barely just glimpsed me coming up the street.
Oh wait, that I get function at church. No, don't let everybody have to wait.
Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, yeah.
Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Here I come and me wago.
Get to this bushman in your head, rub up this sardine and give him to drink it. And 3 days time, you will tell me better.
To catch the highlights of this year's Tobago preliminaries of the Prime Minister's Best Village competition, visit the Facebook page of the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. I'm Ryan McCool for Let's Talk Tobago.
Northeast Tobago is now officially a part of a global family that seeks to promote sustainable links between people and their natural environment, the UNESCO Man and the Biosphere program. As the program marked 50 years, fitting celebrations were held in Tobago at the Western Hemisphere's oldest rainforest reserve. Omadara Mills brings us this story.
Tobago's main ridge forest reserve is the oldest legally protected tropical rainforest in the world. It's also one of the global sites for the celebration of UNESCO's Man and the Biosphere program's 50 years of existence. The celebrations included the unveiling of a commemorative sculpture by local artist Tommy Roberts. as well as the showing of a short video titled New Horizons. They allowed Northeast Tobago to showcase its progress and the abundance of opportunities. Northeast Tobago was designated a Man under the Biosphere Reserve by UNESCO in October of 2020. It is among 727 selected regions under UNESCO's Man under the Biosphere MAB program. Local stakeholders, including the Environmental Research Institute of Charlottesville, ERIC, and Castara Tourism Development Association, appreciate the benefits MAB status holds for the island.
The Man on the Biosphere achievement can be used as a tool to heighten the awareness and importance of environmental protection and conservation.
We all can look forward to designing, implementing, and participating in projects and programs that improve tourism, create more healthy and affordable food, create jobs, build climate change resilience, provide educational opportunities for our youth, and let us enjoy our beautiful Northeast Tobago together with family and guests.
The Northeast Tobago MAB Reserve includes the Main Ridge Forest Reserve, along with 15 surrounding communities. Little Tobago, St. Giles Island, and Goat Island are all a part of this reserve, alongside several wetland and marine ecosystems. THA, central government, and UNESCO officials think that the protection and preservation of areas like Northeast Tobago is everyone's obligation. This is because our natural environment contributes to the country's overall development.
I believe it is obvious that all of us that wise use of the environment is not incompatible with Trinidad and Tobago's push towards diversified economic and social development. The 2018 National Environmental Policy articulates the priorities determined by the people of Trinidad and Tobago as critical to achieving environmental sustainability and ultimately sustainable development.
We have a responsibility as an island to protect our environment. The beauty of the Man and the Biosphere designation is that it is not as stringent as you think it is. It encourages living in harmony with the environment. It says that you have this wonderful thing, we have this wonderful thing. We ought to protect it and we ought to monetize it. We ought to use it and use it well.
The UNESCO MAB program's celebrations at the Main Ridge Rest Stop facility in Bloody Bay coincided with World Environment Day and World Oceans Day. These two occasions are observed in the month of June. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
So we have to take a break, but do not go anywhere. Let's Talk Tobago will be right back. Villa 513 boasts luxury and comfort. It features 4 ensuite bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, 2 powder rooms, and walk-in closets. The main master bedroom is even equipped with its own jacuzzi. The villa features modern appliances throughout, and its kitchen is well equipped and stylish with a quartz countertop finish. Thanks for staying with us. They raised their goats with vitality on Easter Tuesday, and recently they got their rewards for all of the hard work. The prize-giving ceremony for Taste of Buku took place at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex recently, and we're happy to share with you all the winners.
Andre Thomas walked away as the winner of the Champ of Champs at the 2022 Taste of Buku in April. He collected his check at the recent prize-giving ceremony for the event. Andre also collected prizes for 2 other races. The event was hosted by the Tobago House of Assembly. In reliving the day, Administrator in the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Sherry-Ann Edwards-Louis, says patrons got more than just a taste.
What started off as a taste of Buku turned into a mouthful, a whole meal, and it resonated in the appetites of persons in Tobago, Trinidad, and beyond. I want to thank the Chief Secretary for his leadership, because at one point it was felt that this could not happen. But the Chief Secretary, as he usually does, made a commitment that nothing would detract from Tobago becoming the greatest little island on the planet.
Other winners included Elijah Irvin, champion jockey; Kyle Joseph, race number 2, second place; Roy Hackett, prizes for race number 5, third place, and race number 6, second place; Anthony Horsford, prizes for race number 4 and 5 other races; Cuthbert Alexander, prizes for 2 C1 races and 1 C2 race; while Neil Potts was awarded for winning 3 races.
Countries that have traditions that are kept alive for generations, it's only done by deliberate effect and deliberate effort. And so when I saw the passion exhumed from Mr. Ndubisi Hall and Mr. Horsford, I knew that this was a serious undertaking, and so the rest is history.
We want to say special thanks to the Chief Secretary, Mr. Farley Chavez Agustin, Assemblyman Mr. Sonny Gregg, Mr. Terence Baines, and all the other members of the Tourism and Cultural Committee who helped to make this event a success.
Taking third spot for Champ of Champs was Leroy Kerr, while Anthony Clark placed fourth. Mr. Clark also had the champion goat. Meanwhile, Hayden Moses took the prize for the winner of the Derby. Rudolph James managed to capture second position, and Damian Dare third. Mr. Courtney Potts took fourth place and champion owner. Chief Secretary Honorable Farley Augustin says a decision has been made to return part of the proceeds to the Goat Owners Association,
so that you all will be able to do some development work with among yourselves. And we had a sellout crowd, a sold out crowd for Boko. So much so that at some point the police started saying, look, you can't take anyone else inside. And it is a testament of how enduring the sport is.
The Chief Secretary is urging the goat owners to find a way to host goat races more than just once per year.
The area is just full of people every single weekend. And I think we shouldn't miss the opportunity to convert that into some earnings on a regular. And so we need to sit and think, and maybe sit among yourselves and think of what can we do on a long weekend, on a Sundays when everybody is there, before Sunday school starts in the evening, before the Panside strikes up. What can we do to facilitate some races?
A taste of Buku was held on Easter Tuesday. I'm Kern De Freitas for Let's Talk Tobago.
With a new board comes new ideas. That's certainly the case for the Tobago Agribusiness Development Company, or TADCO. It's shaking things up to improve the efficiency and profitability of the company and to benefit the agro-entrepreneurs they serve. Omadara Mills and cameraman David Jacob met up with TADCO's chairman to find out how things are shaping up. Here's more.
The Tobago Agribusiness Development Company, TADCO, is on the track to transforming the way business is done at this state enterprise. TADCO is undergoing several changes to make the company more profitable, upgrade its infrastructure, and improve its operations. It started with an adjustment to the company's rental rates for dry goods and cold storage. TADCO's chairman, Ricardo Alfred, says it's been a collaborative process.
As of July this year, it will be $6 per square foot. The following year, it will be $8, and another year, it will be $10, which was accepted by both parties, both us and the tenants. The cold storage, it moved from those bins will be like $300 plus VAT, so $337.50, and for a daily storage, it will be like I think it's $15 plus VAT. So it actually worked out good. having the conversation, they were happy.
And Tadco's 50-plus clients are benefiting from other amenities.
On the compound, you get 24-hour security, sufficient parking for the clients, in a safe compound, clean, and your vehicle is safe, your commodity is safe. So we felt that we are offering much more than what the average wholesale rental is offering, especially with the cold storage, because we offer ice service up to 10 in the night. So, and we open that, and that's 7 days a week.
Mr. Alfred says these changes are geared towards boosting agribusiness in Tobago.
The new realignment is to assist the farmer and the agro-processor by making them more viable. We want to help them in develop their products. So the money is going to be going there. We can't be using the state funds to be paying bills. It doesn't really work well with the farmer and the agro-processor. We as Tadco have to assist the farmer in developing the agriculture in terms of getting this product out there. There's going to be a lot of changes coming that will help them in a very large way.
Tadco plans to provide more rental spaces to potential clients. The company is also working with Nuvo Farms Limited to establish a modern agro and meat packing facility in Tobago. In addition, the Trinidad-based company will support Tadco's efforts to produce dasheen and cassava flours for sale in Trinidad and the region. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Now, the accumulation of sargassum seaweed along Tobago's coast usually poses a challenge for residents and tourism stakeholders around this time of year. But a public-private partnership on the island is exploring options to repurpose the seaweed into a revenue earner. We have more details in this story. Listen up.
It's a major eyesore with an unbearable odor that restricts use of the beach. But if you take a different view, like Mr. Sean Roberts, who coordinates the Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative, TRRI, sargassum seaweed can be a profitable resource.
We here from the private sector have decided to come together to kickstart the Try ASAP cleanup, and one of the farmers have actually donated their property to serve as the sargassum field station, where a lot of research and development is going to take place with the multiple applications of the sargassum in processing it and reusing it.
Tackling heavy deposits of sargassum along the Atlantic coast is a challenging job. That's why the PPP of Recycling Waste Logistics, the Green Fund, the EMA and the THA have engaged assistance from the Ministry of National Security's Civilian Conservation Corps.
We are here not about just offering skills to trainees. We also do conservation, agriculture, skills. So today, like a normal day, that's a day of fun for the trainees here.
The TRRI initiative ASAP Alleviate Sargassum Action Program is providing relief from seaweed, along with a sustainable human capital and jobs.
We actually developing our program for waste and recycling as part of their curriculum. So that is where the trainees are going to be exposed to climate change, sargassum management, sargassum processing, solid waste, recovery and recycling. And they will have access to our facilities, the one in Shore Park and even the newly established one in Trinidad.
After being heaped, the sargassum was safely removed by the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development to locations designated for treatment of the seaweed.
Part of where we have at the field station, that is going to be a lot of the different processes of the sargassum into dry fertilizers, even to liquid fertilizers as well. As I mentioned before, that I have a colleague in Usha who actually reuses it as the liquid sargassum leachate as fertilizers.
TRRI is inviting all interested to join the ASAP initiative to aid in the strategic removal and management of the seaweed. I'm Ryan McCool for Let's Talk Tobago.
In our final story, we take you to the Biz pop-up shop. Stay with us to find out where this event took place. We'll tell you right after this break when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us. During your stay at Villa 513, you can bask in this 24 feet glass front living space that's covered to make it perfect for entertaining. Villa 513 has all the ingredients for your next unforgettable vacation. Guests can even soak up some sweet Tobago sunshine on the lower level living space, which features an open deck lap pool. Tobago East was not left out of the excitement of the Biz pop-up shop. This is where entrepreneurs, primarily from East Tobago, were able to showcase their goods. The fair was hosted at the Sid Gray Sporting Complex in Roxborough. In our final story, Kian Walker-Hazel tells us how it all went down. Have a look.
26 Tobago entrepreneurs got the opportunity to network and to promote their goods and services at the second Biz Pop Business Pop-Up Shop Fair recently. The fair was launched in 2019 but was put on hold due to the pandemic. The pop-up shop format helps business owners to introduce new product lines, test new markets, or generate awareness for their products or causes. The fair's founder and director, Justin Stewart, believes initiatives like this are important for businesses in East Tobago.
Second year, it came after the first time we had it was 2019, but we had the lull with COVID-19 and stuff, but it gave us some time to really prepare, right? So it's more of an experience. BizPop is really, it's a pop-up shop, but it's also a chance for entrepreneurs to connect with each other. It gives them exposure. You know, for example, having persons like you all here to really shine a light on them. I saw the cameraman going around and going one by one. This is a chance for persons to get their names put out there, right? So persons can know that, hey, Tobago has a lot to offer, and this is just a chance for them to show it.
The vendors were also pleased for the opportunity, especially with this event being held in the East.
I think it's very important for us to understand that it's all of Tobago. You know, a lot of pop-up shops take place down in the West, and this is actually like the first big pop-up shop night market, so I'm really excited to be a part of it, and it's already a success.
We are intimidated by a large dream. We are intimidated by doing more than just going to a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4. And we feel as though because we may not have a name or we may not come from specific backgrounds that we cannot accomplish, but we can. We can accomplish, and just try. Start something. If you have a passion for anything, sewing, you have a passion for cleaning something, you have a passion for creating, do that, because somebody will notice and you will succeed.
The pop-up shop fair was held at the car park of Sid Gray Complex in Roxborough. I'm Kian Walker-Hazel for Let's Talk Tobago.
So we've come to the end of yet another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like our Office of the Chief Secretary Facebook page. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more information on Villa 513, you can contact A King Enterprise Limited at 355-1680. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and fantastic week. We leave you with a montage of the Taste of Tobago micro market. Do enjoy.
You wanna see good food making, you wanna see jamming down, you wanna see culture display, I'll show you where to come. Tobago is dragon boating, blue food making, heritage, carnival shaking, yes, come to Sweet Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7 a.m. and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. As we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you in the Caribbean, and those of you viewing us on the live. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Julian.
Good morning, Rhea. Good morning, good morning. And how are you? How are you? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday, and I'm looking, let me tell you, I love Tuesdays. And I love Fridays. I love Tuesdays because the following day is Wednesday and the youth take over on a Wednesday. You know, I love Fridays because it's the end of the week. But certainly it's been a good day, good start to the day, good start to the morning.
And if you from anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago, you have already estimated from very early, wait, we've got a long weekend. Tuesday is going to be a holiday. Friday, I might have a cough or a cold. You heading on into the weekend. And Monday is another holiday. I mean, it's just amazing. It's interesting. But only in Trinidad and Tobago, we have that kind of energy coming together. But we know that persons will be out diligently.
That's right.
Diligently.
Interesting enough, Friday is somewhat of a holiday for teachers and students.
Ah, yes.
Because it is, Tutor has the day for teachers to recognize. I think it's teachers, their teachers get together would be on that day. So yeah, for teachers and school children, they've got that long weekend. They've got Thursday into Friday into Saturday, Sunday, yes, and Monday. So
then if I'm not mistaken, as early as tomorrow, Wednesday, there's also the standard test that takes place. I think it's for standard 2s or standard 3s, and I want to assume it's throughout the primary schools. So some students have a very long time before, all those days, as the teachers have said, to begin to prepare for what is the revision week and test before they head out onto their full vacation period. Rhea, I see we have some very interesting developments in the news, in terms of, those reports coming in against the, homes in particular. And we saw the situation happening here with one home in Tobago. Persons know quite well, and over the years have really lent support, even through my NGO work. I've been involved in lending support, and to hear the situation now, where this home has been, my understanding is the children have been removed, etc. And the owner of the home has taken it up accordingly with the attorney and so on. And all of this ties into the Minister Webster Roy, in terms of bringing forward the greater responsibility of the Children's Authority and treating with, potential complaints that have been coming forward. That's quite interesting. It is quite interesting.
It is indeed, and this particular home that we're referring to in Tobago, the present owner would have inherited the home from her parents, and they would have run that home for a number of years, and I know many of the persons who would have passed through. But I'm saying at the end of the day, investigations are continuing into the reports that were put forward, and I think we need to wait until the findings before the public. But certainly it is cause for concern. Certainly you take every report seriously and you investigate and you determine thereafter. But it pegs back to the very accusations that were made with these homes in Trinidad. And I'm saying here, it's eye-opening. It is, and whether the reports are true or not, I'm not debating that. What I'm saying is that it's cause for concern, and it has taken a very long time for the government to step in and check on, because there are a lot of sad stories that would have come from the majority of homes, a lot of sad stories. And I'm not saying that that's the case, and I have to be very clear, I am not saying that that is the case with this particular Tobago home. I'm not saying that. I'm saying here it's about time that the government got involved, and there were a lot of, are now being checks into the allegations, and there have been allegations out there for a number of years, and they've just been swept under the carpet. So I'm saying here, it's good now that, some spotlight is being
there's
shone
some kind
on
of stepping in under the circumstances. And we're also seeing where there would have been, you know, charges for the double murder. And that double murder, you know, dates back to a number of years in terms of happening here in the Tobago space back to 2019. And, you know, it was the same kind of conversation we were having yesterday with the senior superintendent, persons wanting to know that some progress is being made. And I am very hopeful that we're not only seeing some kind of progress here because of associations with the Prime Minister, but that this is really the kind of progress we can see in relation to treating with these matters, you know, across the board, so that there isn't that feeling I have to be associated in some way, form, or fashion, you know, with a top-profile person in order to get that level of attention. So I want to, you know, kudos going out there in terms of the TTPS, and we're really looking forward, based on what we heard, you know, the accounts that came forward yesterday through Senior Superintendent Junior Benjamin, that really and truly we continue to hear of that kind of progress. So you put people back in a state of comfort on one end, that the TTPS is indeed protecting and serving in terms of keeping us safe. And on the flip side, you hope that it engenders in the minds of those perpetuating or giving consideration to doing wrong, that they will actually think, well, it's possible that I will be caught and I will be brought to justice, so that there can be some consideration before we even reach to the act itself in terms of efforts to preempt it.
Most definitely, Julian. So what else has been happening within the space?
Well, we saw big hurrah happening at the national level, and that's in relation to the now Attorney General and the circumstances surrounding you know, his involvement in a matter. And you know, it's interesting that you have a situation where the former Attorney General, as a result, the former Attorney General, Faris Alwari, being appointed to represent, you know, the state in the circumstances. Now, isn't that interesting? And then you hear some say, but the man was doing a good job. I don't know why they move him. But I mean, that's the prerogative of the Honorable Prime Minister in terms of making a determination. But this development is quite interesting because it shoots back into the spotlight. The same thing that happened naturally when the reshuffle was done. Some feeling that Alwari should stay, and some saying, yes, Alwari needed to go. You know what I mean? So interesting developments.
Trinidad is not a real place, they say, Julian. Trinidad is not a real place.
So we continue to look on. Ria, who do we have on the rundown this morning?
Well, coming up this morning, we are kicking things off with Sean Roberts, and Sean Roberts has been on with us several times as we continue the discussion on the sargassum. So he'll be chatting with us. In fact, he is the Managing Director of the Recycling, Waste and Logistics Limited, RWL, and he will be chatting with us on the emergency sargassum seaweed removal. You know, we saw last week, was it, when Candace was in Speyside, along with chatting with Sean Roberts and the Vice Principal, Mr. Dale Peters, right there in front of the Speyside High School, and they talked about the stench. And I'm telling you, Julian, I was there just a few days ago, and I'm telling you, it is real. It is very real.
Yeah, and you know, we look forward to getting some insight because it's now an emergency removal. All right, and we continue on with our rundown for today. We'll be chatting about World Blood Donor Day 2022, and this morning we'll be speaking with Michelle Bruce Skeet, senior nurse of the blood bank at the TRHA. So we look forward to those discussions on World Blood Donor Day 2022. All right.
And finally, we're going to wrap things up with the Honorable Farley, not Charlie, but Farley Chavez Augustine. That's when you would try to get, that's a nice merge. Maybe that's a good idea. Charlie may be a good name for, you know, the junior. I'm just putting it out there, you know, Charlie. All right, so Farley Chavez Augustine, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine, Chief Secretary. He's going to be on the program with us, and we're going to be chatting about that, the first of several discussions that he held on Sunday evening. Make it make sense. All right, so, and this is all part of the pre-budget consultations.
All right, excellent, viewers. Ria, we head on into birthdays this morning. Some birthday celebrations,
and
folks.
Quite an interesting lineup, Julian.
Birthdays this morning. And we start off with Geneve Johnson. Want to wish you a happy birthday. And God's continued blessings coming out from the Tobago Updates family. Enjoy yourself. All right, and we also have on the lineup here Rondell James. Some would call him Officer. We hope that you take that time out today to, just get a little rest and relaxation in and to truly enjoy the birthday celebration. So happy birthday going out to Rondell James.
This is my good friend from Trinidad who is in Tobago for a few days, resting and relaxing. And I'm telling you, really, really relaxing, doing everything possible under the sun to relax. This is my good friend Debbie Dowlat. She is associated with ISIVCF throughout Trinidad, Tobago, and the Caribbean region, and also a part of ITNAC, Is There Not a Cause? So love going out to you this morning, Debbie, from the entire clan.
Beautiful indeed. Continuing to share the love and to celebrate. It's that beautiful time of the year. From May continuing on to the Gemini season. And I see that and I pause for a cause. We want to shout out those persons joining us on the live this morning. I see Marilyn John, Kuki Melville, Sharon Mills. Auntie Dora is on the live with us this morning.
Love you, Auntie Dora. Auntie Esther, good morning. Daddy, good morning to you. Love you guys.
Yes, I see also connecting with us there is Didi. Didi Vincent is also on the live with us. And I dare say host Didi Vincent. All right. Also on the live with us this morning. Natalie Kujo Nelson on with us. Audit Cowan. Morning to each and every one of you. Lisa James joining us out there. Those of you that continue to support us, we thank you so much for the continued love and support. Those of you connecting with us via TV, yes, you looking at Gael right now. Those of you on M&E TV, those listening to us via Smash Radio and Street 91.9 FM. And those who continue to connect online with us at TobagoUpdates.com or YouTube channel. And those of you right here with us on social media, on Facebook, making sure that you continue to connect with us. I want to thank you so much for the continued love and support. And this is your opportunity as we head on out of this first segment this morning to remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Looking for that gift Dad would really love? Well, this one's for you. Craftsman's Corner is having a massive tool sale and expo. Friday 10th and Saturday 11th June. Discounts, giveaways, tool demos, and lots more. Just build Craftsman's Corner. Upgrade Dad's tool shed with our wide selection of hand and power tools. Visit Craftsman's Corner, 24 Sincere Street, Canaan. Just build it.
Feeling drained, tired or ill? Jumpstart your health journey at Swift International Majuba Trace Lifestyle Center with our New Start Weekend. Date June 16th to the 20th. Venue number 12 Majuba Trace, Goodwood, Tobago. Explore the 8 laws of health. New Start. Enjoy delicious and nutritious meals from our Back to Eden restaurant. Get in your sunshine, water, air and exercise with our nature tours. Treat yourself to any of our therapies, body scans, hydrotherapy, sauna, massage and much more. Learn more about maintaining your overall health all weekend long. Special package deals available. Don't miss out. Call and book now. For more information, you can contact us at 635-1923 or 49 Swift 7-9438.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. We're just at about 7:17 a.m. this morning. This is the Tobago Updates morning show, and we welcome you. In this segment, we are chatting with Sean Roberts, Managing Director of Recycling, Waste and Logistics Limited. And this morning, we're chatting very broadly on the issue. A few weeks ago, we'd have been able to initiate some discussions at World Environment Day, where we spoke to the cleanup efforts happening up there in the Speyside area. Morning to you.
How are you, sir? And good morning to the people of Tobago, Trinidad, and even viewers on the platform. Welcome.
Right. So as we get started this morning, we want to dive into one of the areas, and that's specific to the use, or I should say, or before we even head on in there, we noted that you would have participated along with the Speyside. We saw the Mr. Peters involved and the entire team, World Environment Day, getting involved with trying to treat with the removal of some of the seaweed, what we have happening now on that side of the island. And we are now seeing that even further efforts are being made, referred to as an emergency sargassum seaweed removal that starts from today in said locations, Speyside, Argyle, Kendall, Hope, Scarborough and Lambo, involving an extended reach of the Tobago House of Assembly. Your thoughts from your perspective?
Well, actually, we actually focus on cleaning Lambo Beach, and so basically we working on one location at a time, because actually to deal with 4 locations at a time, that is a lot of logistics, a lot of infrastructure, to be able to handle that properly. Right now, what's happening there is good that the THA decided to follow our lead in dealing with the backlog, because actually to deal with sargassum supposed to really happen every 3 to 4 days, because if you leave that unattended, that will just cause a serious build-up, and that could be, that could be very costly to do. So, but basically what we really want to touch on, just few days after the cleanup exercise on Sunday, June 5th, it came to our attention by a few persons about the circulation via social media on in regards to warning against the use of sargassum as fertilizers, since it transfers heavy metals to vegetables. That study was actually done by the WWF Mexico and Sinapa Bonnier. So you'll have to forgive me for referring to my notes, because actually, as part of our research and development team, I seek the indulgence of microbiologists and climate change specialists right here in Tobago. And I'm a processor. My role is actually to take various types of raw material and usable. That's why you find me doing that, from time to time. So we just wanted to make sure that we bring to the viewers' attention that issue, and we actually want to bring some level of comfort that the sargassum is a resource.
Because we want to get a clear idea coming from. Is it so or not? Because persons would, as you rightfully mentioned, in terms of we're currently trying to find ways in which to utilize. Is it really the case in terms of transferring heavy metals to vegetables and so on and your crops?
Well, in fact, that is why we have decided as a group to conduct a series of R&D, research and development. So that is why we have having the conversation here, and that conversation is going to continue, on a regular basis. So hence the reason, when you go to a TRI recycling center or recycling waste logistics on our social media platforms, I mean, we could have the conversation, in regards to that. So before just to answer your question, I want to be able to mention a couple issues that you will, when you get my answers, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. Actually, the first issue we have to deal with, persons have been, have to bear in mind that they have to pay strict attention to the credibility of these kind of studies reported, especially in the public domain. So, we have to always be aware that we always have to know what the sponsors that financing the research, right? Take a perfect example. There's been an ongoing argument between the Republicans and the Democrats in the US, where they talk about climate change is a myth. So, along with scientists from the Republican Party. So, and to be honest with you, their views, the Republican views based on their science, the views are very strong, and people are believing it lock, stock, and barrel. So, but the real evidence, actually shows what happened that climate change is real. If you look at the weather patterns is they're unpredictable and becoming harder and stronger as we go along. So that is why even the presence of sargassum, that is as a result of climate change, right? Another issue that in question is the procedures of that research. Since, when you see based on your procedure, that determines your results. And one of the things that, in our experience, that you always have to take note of the water quality, whether it was rainwater or pipe-borne water. Well, as we know, pipe-borne water have, chlorine and other different types of metal contents in it, right? So we also have to bear in mind the soil quality and the specifications of the soil that was used for the research. Even the preparation of the sargassum, they said that it is dried, but we don't know if it was naturally dried or mechanically, dried or so. So, but we don't want to spend too much of time, with speculation of procedures and stuff, but we want to be able to focus on the research and development method of approach that our team have already undertaken and continue to undertake, where we're using the strategy of vermicomposting, because it's a very simple and natural use of microorganisms, such as the different types of earthworms and some types of insects that contribute to the breakdown. They actually reduces the metal contents in the sargassum.
So what I wanted to do is bring a distinction between the research and development team is now looking into the information coming forward from this project, which would have been funded through the Netherlands and supported as well by Radboud University. Is it that you're now looking into that, or you are looking at what you just described? What is it, vermicomposting?
Yes.
As a method alternatively to assess the situation. Just bring some clarity there for me.
Well, it's something that we have started a while before. For example, at the commercial composting facility in Roxborough, on the URP farm, we have been using the sargassum in our composting process, where we use a lot of animal fecal waste. We use different grass cuttings and other natural, anything to do with food, organics, and biomass, paper, cardboard, in the mix. So that also generates microorganisms like the earthworms, solar flies, and other stuff. So that contributes to the breakdown. So in order to really deal, so actually in going forward with this kind of research, have actually the key takeaway from that is for us to really spend a good bit of time and material in R&D, because when you see you want to develop products that are reusable, you want to make sure that it's properly tested. You have to understand the conditions in which you're using to do your R&D process. So when you see you before you put anything out there, you have to spend a lot of time in R&D. Although yes, it's not a cheap process.
So that's my next question. When we speak to research and development, we know the importance, and in a number of those countries, first world countries, and so on there, you see the kind of resources being put into it. Do we have that kind of backing to ensure that we are really able to delve into this area of research and development?
Well, to some extent, I will say yes, because we have a lot of talent right here in Tobago. We have microbiologists, we have chemists, climate change specialists that have done years of research on sargassum management. And we have decided that we ought to, like what we have on paper, we have to put into action. That is why, under the Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative, that's why we have activated the Alleviate Sargassum Action Program, ASAP. So that is where you incorporate various experts right on the island. Even some cases, even scientists from Trinidad, at least they come up from time to time and actually support. So it's actually to really reduce the amount of investment required is by the sharing of resources. We have to identify, the various types of resources available, and we be able to run. And R&D is all about test, and continue to test. So that is where I want to assure viewers that we have microbiologists here on the island that are actually practicing vermicomposting. It have ongoing campaigns that have started in the schools a couple of weeks ago on vermicomposting. And
for the benefit of our viewers and listeners, in the most simple way,
sure.
What is vermicomposting? Explain.
Well, vermicomposting is the use of microorganisms. I know you know many common earthworms and certain types of insects to contribute to the breaking down and the controlled breaking down of organic matter, right? So basically, in order to deal with nature, you have to use nature. So nature manage nature.
Okay, and the other area I'd like to just get a better idea with what has been happening. This is not the first year that we're treating with the issue of the sargassum seaweed. What has been happening over the last few years in terms of treating with it, and even as you do cleanups, etc. Where do we move it to? How do we treat with it at the moment?
Well, the best way to actually treat with that is to first you have to have a removal plan, to be able on an ongoing basis, and actually you have to be able to have like land space to have like what you call a field station. That is where you test in different types of processes, not limited to vermicomposting, but you also testing, different soil mixes and stuff. And you want to be able to test the results from that, because you have to use the simplest form of processes that is affordable and cost effective. And that is why vermicomposting is a very cost effective method of managing sargassum, and is all have to do is not just only just a few of us involved. It requires everyone to get involved, because it's our environment.
All right. So before we wrap this morning, one of the questions that we have coming in here from our viewers, do we have the testing labs and facilities in Tobago for this level of testing?
Unfortunately, not quite yet, but I mean, it have, different types of methodologies, testing procedures that you can be able to use to be able to run the various types of tests. I mean, further testing, that is why, you have to take it one step at a time, where you have to be able to, create if you want to see, you could be able to create reusable material where you can be able to earn, some sort of revenue from it. And that is where you have to reinvest in testing tools, because that is something that, in fact, all places that dealing with the sargassum issue, it have no really perfect solution actually right now.
It's still a
work in progress.
Another one of our viewers is asking, do we have the biochemist with the experience in this heavy metals in sargassum?
Yes, it have it right here.
All right.
Have it right here in Tobago, and that is why you see we always have to use, this intervention programs to be able to serve as an enabling environment. So that is how, and we'll keep everybody up to date, because even though after the emergency cleanup, once that takes place, our team is going to continue the cleanup exercise as much as possible, because we want to make the Tobago beaches great again. And I mean, my wife and I, we go to Lambo Beach sometimes just to hang out and stuff. And it doesn't be a pleasant, appearance and even the odors for us to really hang out there, So.
All right. So thank you very much. We're just about out of time this morning, and we want to thank you very much again, Sean Roberts. And this is something we'd certainly be following up on to see what the progress is, particularly heading into an area which we are probably not as familiar with, but prepared to take on the challenge. And I like, one of the viewers is saying very solidly, political will is needed. Private sector involvement is necessary, but we need to build a framework, and we need people, and not just in terms of the facilities to be able to achieve this outcome. So viewers will certainly be continuing to follow up with Sean Roberts on this initiative. I'm Managing Director of Recycling, Waste and Logistics, as we speak to treating with the overall issue of the sargassum seaweed. And they're taking an intervention, looking at a different perspective. I've had an opportunity for learning this morning, vermicomposting. All right, another area that is being tested and tried here within the Tobago space. All right, viewers, so we thank you very much again. And at this point, we head on over to the good stuff this morning. And we continue with the celebrations. Isaiah Thomas returned home yesterday from the Special Olympics USA Games. Thomas won silver and bronze in the bocce singles and doubles. We say congratulations to Isaiah Thomas, really representing us out there. And we see on screen the Assistant Secretary with responsibility for sport and youth, within the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport. And we also see on screen with us Assistant Secretary, Councillor Orlando Kerr, within the Division of Education, Research and Technology. And, you know, several other, what I naturally would anticipate, family members and officials really there to lend that kind of support to our very own Isaiah Thomas. So congratulations coming out from the Tobago Updates family, the good stuff. All right, we want to continue to encourage you folks. If there are things happening quite naturally out there, feel free to send us the information and to submit your details. We want to highlight those outstanding persons within our Tobago space, continuing to make us proud, whether here and or abroad. All right, viewers, at this point, we want to remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Opulence Promotion takes you to a musical paradise with Utopia. On Sunday, June 19th, the Buku Historical Park would come alive from 2 to 10 p.m. as TNG's most versatile jazz, reggae, soca, and Afrobeat artists grace the stage. Indulge in Tobago's rich cuisine and be captivated by pieces from Tobago's creative artisans at Utopia, the hybrid jazz experience, a fusion of music, food, and art. Tickets available online at islandetickets.com, in stores at Penny Saver Supermarket Canaan, Guy's AutoZone, Pure Vanity Lowlands. Call 716-6797 for more information.
Looking for plants for your garden or even a thoughtful gift for a friend? We at Eden Nurseries are waiting to welcome you with our affordable prices and variety of indoor and outdoor plants, flowers, palms, soil blends, pots, landscaping services, maintenance, irrigation services, and water features. Visit our garden shop and nursery Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. located at the back of Orange Hill Gas Station, Shore Park, Tobago. Or call us 639-0776 and let us help you bring your garden to life.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. I am Candice Jackson and I am coming to you from the blood donor office at the Scarborough General Hospital in Signal Hill, where we are going to be talking about Blood Donor Day, World Blood Donor Day, because of course today is World Blood Donor Day, and I mean it is always very, very important for us as members of society to do what we can to help those in need. And if it's by giving blood, so that when people come in for emergency surgeries or who are not well from accidents, or even if something happened to you, there is something in place so that your life can be saved. So to talk about World Blood Donor Day, we have Ms. Phillips. And a special good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning to you, Ms. Jackson, and good morning to Tobago. Good morning, world.
All right, great. So I want you to just tell me a little bit about what World Blood Donor Day is.
Okay, World Blood Donor Day is celebrated on June 14th every year, where we recognize voluntary donors, where we recognize all donors, but more so voluntary donors. And this year it will be special because the Ministry of Health, they are going to roll out their program today where it's going to be online, recognizing the non-remunerated blood donors. So you'll be donating to receive nothing, but you are just donating to save lives, to contribute to the upkeeping of the blood bank, doing a good deed. So this is what we are celebrating today.
And then why is it so important to give blood?
It is important to donate blood to save life. 1 pint can save 4 persons' life. It is also a healthy practice, especially for males. If you have the non-communicable diseases, especially hypertensive or diabetes, it will be able to help you control those. Also, it is healthy to donate. Yes?
And then tell me a little bit about, the change in the blood donor policy. And of course, you can't get into too much details because we're waiting for the minister later on today to say some more. But there is a change in the sense that, it's no longer remunerated.
Yes. So today they are going to launch the online program. So you'll be now making your appointments to donate blood, especially voluntarily online. So there'll be no more chit system where you come and donate, well, for a brother or a sister, or there'll no longer be where you come and donate voluntarily to receive points on your card. You will just be donating to save lives.
All right.
Yes?
And then, of course, blood donors, being a blood donor or just donating blood, giving blood, it's a scary thing for people. Why should it not be a scary thing?
It shouldn't be scary because us nurses at the blood bank will make you comfortable, we'll make you welcoming.
And I can vouch for that.
The process is very smooth. You don't have anything to worry about.
Okay. And then who qualifies to be a blood donor?
Male or female between the ages of 18 to 60 qualifies to be a blood donor, but there's a process. So when you come to the blood bank, you must walk with a form of ID. You must have a meal. There are some medical questions which you will be asked. It is privately done. Your vital signs are done, which is your blood pressure, temperature, weight, height. You will also your blood count will be tested. Once it is more than 13.5 for males or 12.5 for females, you will be able to donate 1 pint of blood, which is 450 mils. The process should last about 45 minutes from entering to interview to bleeding to recovery.
That whole pint of blood sounds scary.
Yes, it is not scary though. It looks scary, but it is not scary. You just need to relax and be comfortable. All right?
And of course, I wouldn't be part of all of this if I am not going to give it a try because, part of this is to encourage everybody to give blood. And I've never given blood in my life. So this is the first time when I'm doing it on camera, and I really don't like needles, and my veins are always too small for those big IV needles, and I've had very, very bad experiences with IV needles.
However, Tobago, Miss Jackson was very successful in her interview process and her screening process. So she is now going to be bled as a voluntary donor today. It's her first time. She's a little bit nervous, but we are going to make her very comfortable. A lot nervous. And we'll take you through the process. I hope you all enjoy.
Alright, so I guess we first got to get seated.
Yes.
Alright, and as we said before, I did go through the screening process before. So we're not going to be going into that right now. And these nurses have a way of saying that people have good veins and bad veins.
Yes, you do.
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
You have good veins.
Okay? I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. And this, yes.
Make yourself comfortable and cross your legs to me.
Okay. So, could you just, as we're going through the process, could you explain to the viewers, what is all these things that you're doing?
So this is, the donor is placed on the donor chair. The donor is made comfortable. You have a ball which you'll be squeezing to aid with the flow of blood. My blood bag. Here. So the pressure cuff is applied to control the flow of blood, and Candice has lovely veins.
I have no idea what that means. That does not sound good.
They are not hard to find.
Let's do it. This is all live TV. So she's getting all some instruments.
So these instruments are sterile, okay? Every donor has a sterile set of instruments and a sterile bag with a sterile needle.
And of course, I mean, I'm not supposed to say that these instruments look scary because it is about encouraging everybody to be blood donors. But you know, I don't know if you could just also give me an idea of, you know, how does these things work, the machines and everything like that.
It is very simple. So this is an automatic rocker and scale. So it rocks and mixes the blood at the same time. There's nothing that we need to do. All you need to do is squeeze this ball to ensure the flow of blood, and it comes quickly. Good. And my paper top. All right. So this is our blood bag that contains our anticoagulant, so it prevents the blood from clotting while she's bleeding. All right, so now I'm going to apply some pressure to Candice's arm. This is to control the flow of blood and also to locate our lovely vein.
She says lovely vein.
Yes. All right, so I want you to squeeze for me, Candice. Squeeze, squeeze. Nice, so put your arm close over here. Good. Breathe. Nice. Good, so I'm now going to clean your arm, make the area sterile. You can tell me to wait, you can do anything, but don't touch this area. It's going to be sterile, okay? Nice.
So yeah, that's it is to get prepared. Of course, if you're just joining us, I'm about to give my blood for Blood Donor Day, because today is World Blood Donor Day. So
you're doing very good.
Oh, it's good until
this is only iodine. Everything here is cleaning. Okay, sterilizing agents. Miss Jackson, are you ready for the show? Okay. So you'll feel a sharp stick. It will be quick. Okay. Once we see the blood flowing, we'll take this needle to your arm. All right. Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Sure. Okay. All right. What I want you to do for me is squeeze and hold this ball. All right. Keep your arm. Keep your. Nice. Ready?
Sure.
Okay, squeeze and hold. Don't move your arm. Ow! Nice! Well done. Relax. Relax. Let go. Let go. Jackson. Jackson. It's done. Very good. So what I want you to do for me now, look at me. Squeeze. 1, 2. Every 10 seconds. No, 2. So you're counting 1 to 10 and 2 squeeze. Okay? Until we are finished. Nice. That wasn't bad at all. Nice. So in between squeeze, you could just relax. 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 So 2 squeeze, 1, 2, and then relax. Relax. Nice. You're doing very good. The paper shaking, look. You're bleeding very good, Miss Jackson. Are you feeling pain?
Yeah.
Where? At the side?
Just right there.
Yes. It will stop eventually. So during the process, if you're feeling lightheaded, you feel like you want to vomit, you're feeling nauseous, please let me know. But you shouldn't. You're doing very good.
And how long does this take?
When you're bleeding quickly, so this should take between 5 to 7 minutes. Okay. And then you'll be through. However, you aren't able to come off the chair right away. I need to monitor you for about 10 minutes to ensure that you're okay. And then you'll have a drink after. You must have a drink.
Okay.
Alright? Nice.
Alright, folks. Well, I think we can leave it here for now. So, back to you in studio.
The point where I want to help Candice out. That was Candice Jackson coming to you live there from the blood bank. Wow. Candice, well done. Candice, well done. Ria, are you up next?
Sorry, Julian asked the question if I'm up next, and no, I am unable to donate at this point for the last 17 years or so because I was diagnosed back in 2005 with breast cancer. As a result of that, I'm no longer able to donate. But before that, my husband and I were avid donors, blood donors. My husband is still a donor and gives as often as needed. So I encourage persons out there, if you can, do. If you can, do donate blood. Do, please.
How do you know? Some have that fear, that uneasiness. I saw it. You know, even I admire Candice. You know, as much as she's uneasy, still willing to go that extra mile. But some are uneasy and fearful, and they're not even gonna try. It's not easy at all. But you are so correct in terms of for those who can.
Yeah.
It's really so important. So you know, we can somewhat move away from the position where we only begin to stress the importance of it by the time we're in a crisis state and we have someone that is in need.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, the fear of needles is very real. Mind you, being a blood donor does not mean that you do not have a fear for needles or will not have a fear of needles. I still do, and I've been through a lot of processes that involve needles over the last 17 years. But I'm saying here, I'm hoping that your desire or the need to give blood would supersede your fear of needles, because you can save not only your life but the life of a loved one. And I'm saying here, it is crucial, it is critical. And you know, encourage your young people, but the lives our young people are living these days, everybody's smoking, drinking, not eating properly, not resting. It will compromise the quality of your blood, believe it or not. All right, so it's not just about looking good on the outside, but what's happening inside of your body as well. So,
all right, and I think the words of our viewers is most appropriate. Blood donor demo, way to go. And this Action Jackson, yes, we saw action in a different light, but continuing to commend Candice on those, you know, very engaging on the outside. I won't say risky, but doing things on screen that some may prefer to do in a private space because they're not sure what the reaction would be. You know, but most certainly, thank you very much there again, Candice Jackson. I'm connecting, not just talking the talk, but also walking the talk for this interview. All right, at this point, viewers, we head on over to Tobago back in the day. All right, we got another photo coming up here for you. This is your opportunity to join in, your opportunity.
West Indian Airways plane brings the Princess to Tobago, the legendary home of Robinson Crusoe. Most of Tobago's 27,000 people.
We are seeing the official exit here from the aircraft, and this is a video footage here coming to us. Who do we have on screen here in this? And I'm trying to ensure that I go through my.
West Indian Airways plane brings the Princess to Tobago, the legendary home of Robinson Crusoe. Most of Tobago's 27,000 people gather in the southern half of the island to greet her. From here, the Royal Yacht Britannia will take her to Grenada, so she says goodbye to the BWIA crew. At Shaw Park, she meets 84-year-old Amir Khan, who was born in India and fought on the British side in the Boer War. glorious view of the Atlantic from Fort St. George crowns the royal visit to Tobago.
Yes, Rihanna's giving us a touch of back in the day. Here I am waiting for a photo. We got a whole video.
This is a whole video.
And you know, you're seeing the ceremony and pomp, you know, equivalent to that time, that day in history. And you know, the name resonated with me when they said, greeting the BWIE.
I'm not, Julian, if you know anything about BWIA, it means that you are definitely tipping your age. I can definitely speak of BWIA.
I've heard of people talk about it, not even saying BWIA. You know, that was the spelling of it, but I hear people say BWI.
Yes.
BWI. You know, in terms of being able to have that connection. And for those of you joining us here that maybe, you know, in my age group or younger, BWI would have been the carrier prior to Caribbean Airlines. What we now have is Caribbean Airlines as that provider and carrier here in Trinidad and Tobago and even in the region and the world at large out there connecting with us. So it was BWIA, BWI in those days.
That's right, definitely. And I remember traveling to Tobago as a child, you know, on BWI. BWI, that was the thing, you know, and then all of a sudden you're here in Caribbean, but it was BWI. But you even look at looking at the footage there a little while ago, you look at the dress, you know, you look at the time, you can definitely tell it was way back in that was when, the 60s?
That's a good question.
That would have been in the early 60s. Yeah, the early 60s.
All right, viewers, at this point,
the early 60s.
To head, while we are battles with the time, we are preparing to head on into Tobago notes.
Oh.
It tells a story with themes of love,
my wife and I,
pain, rejection, Bitter Cassava, written by Dr. Lester Ifibo Wilkinson and performed nationally by the Tobago Performing Arts Company, tells the story of Samuel Blondell. He's been in a common law relationship with Justina for 3 years, but suddenly gets smitten with Betty Lou. Justina finds herself out of the house. She retaliates by putting a curse on the new couple, and what follows brings consequences for all involved.
My demeanor is not an aggressive one, right? So I really, as what my fellow friend Mohammed had said, you have to find that in yourself. And it was really difficult to hold on to that and treat women with that kind of aggression. So it took a lot. The process was tedious.
The message to take away from Bitter Cassava is to really, truly understand the importance of the community and the voice that the community has and the impact. And for Justina, love our women regardless.
The play embraces Tobago's culture through dance, music, and song.
We needed something that was close to home. I knew about the play for a relatively long time, but it's those types of stories, it's that type of story that could resonate in any community, in any village, in any place.
So I arranged and wrote the scores, so the vocal arrangements, working with the cast, as well as the score writing and working with the players, the musicians, and then bringing that all together in a synergy and working with sound as well to make sure it really sounds good.
TPAC took the play nationally, performing at Naparima Bowl in South Trinidad and bringing the curtains down at Queen's Hall on June 4th.
We wanted to share with you a wonderful treasure that we have found, something that we have found for quite a while. Tobago has always been known as a place with a very rich cultural heritage. Tobago was always known for its contributions in the performing arts, and here we are finally deciding that we are going to not just monetize that, but we are going to share that with the rest of the world. And who better to start sharing that with than with our friends and family here in Trinidad?
Bitter cassava, as much as the chief said maybe, you know, it was an experiment or a gamble, I kind of knew what we were getting into. And it was just for the rest of the world to catch up and see what we really have in our bosom in Tobago. And we have excellence in our bosom in Tobago.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud. I mean, because, for those who know, we came through some very uncertain times, and we felt it was important to show the rest of Tobago and the country what we can do.
So what did supporters think? The performance definitely touched the hearts of many. President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, was also present at the production.
It's bitter, and I enjoyed it very much. The music was great, and the dancing was great, and the story was great. So it was a beautiful evening, and I think a very good promotion for Tobago.
Bitter Cassava was a great experience. I love the production, I love the set, I love the music, everything. It was wonderful. I saw that the actors and the actresses, they put their heart on the stage, and I respect that.
I thoroughly enjoyed the production. It was just fresh and exciting. I love how real the actors were. You felt the emotions, you felt what they were experiencing. And you know, so for an actor to be able to do that was incredible.
The Taste of Tobago Micro Market was also featured at the Garden Theatre of Queen's Hall.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Yes, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, viewers. And there we would have had, Tobago Notes giving us a little insight and interesting. Continuing to show how outstanding we were able to present ourselves there within the Trinidad space, really getting that national kind of recognition. Rhea. Quite impressive indeed.
Always.
All right, and Rhea, this morning we taking a notch a little bit over, and we're going to be having some discussions with the man himself there, seeking to challenge the current leadership of the United National Congress. We have on with us Dr. Fuad Khan. Dr. Fuad Khan this morning. All right, so we would be having Dr. Fuad Khan coming up shortly. Really, this is where we merge on in from the morning show into GMT. Don't worry, folks. Candice as well. Just taking a little longer than anticipated
to recover.
To recover. Like anyone yes. Indeed. So we will be chatting this morning for a few with Dr. Fuad Khan, former Minister of Health, and that's an interesting development by itself. Area. Some of the concerns that have been raised from very early by Dr. Khan and those who are not necessarily supporting the current leadership. And it's always an interesting development, because I remember how things would have gone before even the current Prime Minister and political leader of the PNM. There was some challenging of the former Prime Minister and former political leader, Patrick Manning, may his soul rest in peace. And then seeing now, the transitioning. So it's interesting to, look forward to that discussion. Will this be the time? Will this be the time, or is this just one of those efforts again? And eventually, gradually, nudging until there is some kind of change and transition, because I dare say it would appear that the current political leader, Kamala Prasad-Bisesa, certainly has her base and her support well grounded.
But in an earlier report, Dr. Khan said he did make mention of the fact that quite a lot of the members were not happy with the UNC's performance, and they're not happy with the strategies of the political leader. So an opportunity maybe to do things differently. Dr. Khan has certainly presented, he did have in receipt at that time, the receipt of the filing of his nomination papers. All right, and so he has definitely offered himself up to be able to bring change to the party. You know, the UNC has been around for a number of years, and Julian, there are persons, and we tend to believe that it's only persons of, you know, race somehow comes into the fray when we talk about the UNC, and that's not always the case. That is not the case, as well as for the People's National Movement. But we would love to see or hear more of what Dr. Khan is willing to offer in terms of new style, new leadership. You know, should he be successful in this this election, this internal election?
Certainly, and we also saw last night the consultations, continuing budget consultations, being led by the pre-budget consultations being led by Chief Secretary Bali Augustine, giving us a sense. And last night it would have been a combination type of meeting with members from the the creative arts and so on. I saw the likes of Auntie Annette or Miss Annette Alfred in the mix, in terms of cultural icon here in the Tobago space, and she keeping up with it with the younger persons in the mix. Auntie Annette, morning.
Good morning.
Shout outs to you, and then you saw the entire team out there, Jared. Elvis in the mix, Kimmy,
TPAC, members of TPAC,
Kevon, McKenna, and the well represented Kuhn Kawan, Tom Lee, giving a real, giving a nice kind of variation in terms of having those discussions and moving things forward. So we look forward to the continued rollout of the pre-budget consultations.
Definitely. And I think we're moving over now to Dr. Fuad Khan, who seems to be on the line with us at this time.
Hi, morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Dr.
Good morning, too.
Hi, morning.
All right, so welcome to the Tobago Updates. This morning, we are chatting in relation to, you have taken a big step, challenge for the UNC leadership. All right, we want to get an idea from you. Knowing a number of the concerns that you have raised, why would you have seen it still as critical and important to put your hat in the race?
Well, you see, I'm looking at a new concept, a concept that will build the party rather than just have a leader itself. The concept is this: if you have one opposition leader focusing on the parliament, sometimes it's difficult to focus on a party individually. A party is a major structure, and it takes a lot of work to develop the party. However, I am hoping that the membership of the United National Congress will see the vision that I'm trying to promote. The vision is this: if you have a party leader who is not interested in parliament, going to parliament and right now, and is interested in building the party, making it stronger, so one could, as I say, build every single structure, build the membership, go to the polling divisions, find out who's necessary, and at the same time, bring out the party schools, bring the experience together, and interlock with other parties to develop a unit to basically combat the PNM in the next general election. If a party leader is the same person in the parliament as well as in the party, the party will suffer. Because in the parliament itself, you have a lot of work. You have special select committees. You have to be researching for bills. You have to talk on bills. You have various committees which you have to be on. And as a result of that, your whole time is taken up there. There's no time to develop a party structure.
But what do you say, Dr. Khan, to persons who respond to indicate that's the way in which our Westminster system operates? You have a prime minister that is political leader.
Well, the system, if you want to beat the PNM, and your system that you have isn't working, well, then you have to find a new system to develop. And you have to learn to think differently. If you think in the same manner of the past, and the past wasn't working, then if you continue with that thinking in the past, you are not going to go anywhere. I am pushing forward a new concept where both sides will become stronger.
Okay. Dr. Khan, let me ask you here, and I know that you have been known for being very open and very candid. You know, we talk
Sure.
about our general elections. We've seen in the past where the UNC would have fielded candidates in Tobago, maybe twice or so that I think I can recall. Should you be successful in the in the leadership of the party, would there be any chance of having candidates fielded in Tobago for that for the elections?
The answer is no. I will try to link with the people with the PDP and at the same time form a coalition because coalition politics is the way forward for Trinidad and Tobago. Unitary politics will not go anywhere. The PNM has the advantage because they have been an institution for 60 something years. The only way to, as I say, to keep governance would be coalition politics.
Okay. Question: why the PDP?
Well, that's the only person against the PNM right now.
Okay.
Dr. Khan, you have raised, and we've heard it raised before, some issues in relation to the membership listing. What's the status of that currently? Have things improved? What's the situation going in to this internal election?
Well, we have gotten the membership list, that with the electoral membership list. They gave it to us yesterday. However, I'm going through it, but what we don't have is contacts. And the party people who basically control the party, they have contact numbers and they've been calling members and asking them to vote for the star team. In our case, we have to sort of filter out to find people where they are located, the addresses, etc. It's a tall order for a short time, but it is not going to finish now. We're going to use that same list for the next election
Do
and
you
increase the
believe?
membership.
Okay, Dr. Khan, do you believe that the UNC can sway the youth vote? Give us an idea of your sense on the ground with how the younger voters sway towards the UNC.
Right now, they are not attracted to the UNC. They have said to it, the ones that we have been speaking to, they are not attracted to the leadership as it stands and with development of what is going on. It's not an attractive party anymore. It doesn't turn them on. We have to find a way to change that method. And this is what I'm trying to focus and for the membership of the United National Congress to think differently. We have to think differently to move forward.
Do you have an idea of how you can, what measures can be put in place to be able to reach them?
Well, we have ideas, but I don't want to say it out now because it's going to take a long time. But the youth, you have to find out what do the youths want, and then you market your systems to them. It has to have market studies. As I say, you have to do a market research system and send people out there to find out from the young people what do they expect in a party, what do they see, how do they see it, and then we develop a structure based on what the research says. Right now, because you have one party leader, although that type of innovative thinking and movement is not happening.
Okay.
All right. Dr. Khan, the question is, we have seen this tried before by, I think it would have been Vasant Bharat, and you are now presenting yourself in terms of taking on a similar challenge against the current political leader. What distinguishes and should make you the choice for those who are tuned in and eligible to vote in your upcoming internal elections?
I have been, well, it's a good question. I have been the member of parliament for Samoa Barataria San Juan for 6 consecutive elections. I know how to defeat the PNM. I moved it from a safe PNM seat to a marginal seat to a safe UNC seat. I know what to do, and I'm telling the membership, give me this chance, and I will deal with it in the way that I'm accustomed to. Running a marginal seat is a difficult process, but I've conquered that and I can put it in a party system. I have no inclination right now to go into parliament. I want to develop the party. I have no inclination right now to say I want to be prime minister. This is not about that. This is about structuring a party to make the party stronger. And then we will choose whoever it is to be prime minister. But as people are saying that I want to be prime minister, that is not so. I want to put my effort on the party.
And I like what you say there, Dr. Khan. You want to put your effort on the party. So, you know, in an earlier interview with another network, you would have made mention that persons are just not happy with the leadership. And just to be clear here, what exactly are persons not happy with?
They're not happy with the lack of embracing of other entities. How the leadership did not did not have discussions with the founder of the party and its family. How a lot of the strong members, strong women, and the strong people and experienced people have been ostracized and discarded only for people who are saying yes to the leadership. And no party could develop in that manner.
All right. Dr. Khan, you know, we can't have you here and not chat a little bit very quickly about health. You having fulfilled that responsibility as a former Minister of Health, having gone through this pandemic and seeing where we are at currently as a country, are you satisfied that we are moving in the right direction? Do you think there are additional things that could be done? What are your views currently?
My views have always been open, that I find that the way they have handled the pandemic and the health system in this country leaves a lot to be desired. And if you notice that, sorry, I'm trying to get this focus right. If you notice how the United States is now moving and has moved on the rest of the world, we are lagging behind with everything. Every single thing we are lagging behind. And basically saying it's for the good of the populace. Where and truly it is not. What you're really doing is controlling and masking up to such an extent that it makes absolutely no sense. I think the health sector and the health system has to be a little more innovative rather than being this sort of a dogmatic kind of pedantic approach.
What are your thoughts on the most recent fallout happening in relation to the utterances between Minister Camille Robinson Regis and the opposition leader, Kamala Persad-Bissessar?
Well, I believe on both sides it's political rubbish. It makes absolutely no sense and it carries us absolutely nowhere.
All right. I think we can leave
to the
it
point.
To the
All right.
point,
So
indeed.
before we wrap this morning's interview, any final words you would want to share in closing, Dr. Furkan?
I would love the people of the United National Congress membership to think differently. That is what created Apple. And Apple became successful because people thought differently. Let us do an innovative approach and see where it goes.
All right. Thank you very much there again, Dr. Fuad Khan,
Indeed.
presenting himself a
Thanks for
challenger
calling.
for the upcoming leadership there, the UNC internal elections, challenging the current political leader and opposition leader, Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Thank you very much there again for joining us here on Tobago Updates Morning Show.
Are we still Tobago Updates, or have we moved over to GMT?
Tobago Updates Morning Show and GMT. Good morning, Tobago. All right. And we are going to connect with Candice out there. Candice is still on the outside with us. All is well, folks. All is well. Candice?
And they did give her last time.
We need proof.
We need proof. We need proof. Before viewers start to worry what is happening with Candice Action Jackson. Candice, you can just show us signs with the other hand if you need to. You don't have to speak too much. Just show us signs. All right.
Hi,
so we're getting a wave there. That's a good indication.
That's right.
All right. So folks, Candice is okay. Candice is okay.
Candice, give us a quick idea of, yes, how was the experience? Because our viewers want to know, how was the experience?
Well, the experience was less scary than, you know, it seems, because I honestly have a fear of needles and blood and that kind of thing. So yes, I'm usually up for everything, but this took some doing. But the process was actually a lot easier than it appears. It sounds scary, but it's not really that scary. And the nurses here are very, very wonderful. Nurse Phillips, say hi to the viewers.
Hi! Right. This is Candice after her successful donation. So she's now recovering.
And of course with our complimentary drink. I'm recovering. Yes. Yeah, so it wasn't so bad. It wasn't as bad as it seems. Of course, the thing is the needle going in. Of course that hurts a little bit, but it will hurt because it's something going into your body. but it's fine. And then the nurses are all here. They're very, very wonderful, very, very joyful, and I don't know, jovial and stuff like that. So, I mean, you have nothing to fear. So they would all take very good care of you, make sure that you're all right. Because of course, you know, they don't want anything bad to happen to you. So, but I mean, as part of, you know, the blood donor thing is knowing what you have to do afterwards.
Yes.
And so, Ms. Phillips, you could just share with us a little bit about what is expected of you after
the donation.
Yeah.
So once the donation is completed, the donors are advised to not engage in any physical strenuous activity, example, working out, playing football, basketball. You are not allowed to climb any heights or fly in a plane today, example, especially if you're a crew member or if you just want to travel to Trinidad, you are not allowed to do that. For the next hour to 4 hours, you are encouraged to drink a lot of liquids. Juice, tea, water, no alcohol for the next 24 hours. Have your meals like normal. However, after leaving the blood bank, if you feel a bit lightheaded or dizzy, which you are not supposed to, you would be encouraged to sit on a flat surface, bring your head far forward between your legs and relax, take deep breaths until you feel comfortable. But that's it for the donation, and we hope to see you all coming to donate at the Scarborough General Hospital Blood Bank. We are now opening from 7:30 to 5, taking the first donor at 7:30 and the last donor at 4:30. So we look forward to seeing you. Please come and donate to save lives.
Thank you so
And
much.
people need any kind of appointment?
Yes, so the new system launching today, it's an online system, so you can go online on the ministry's website, which they'll be launching at 10 a.m. today. So you are now encouraged to make an appointment. It will now be an appointment system. Walk-ins would be accommodated. However, we are encouraging you all to make an appointment online. So when the system is launched at 10 a.m. today, you can proceed in making your appointments to come and donate voluntarily. We thank you.
All right, so folks, there you have it. Don't be afraid. Come on down to donate.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Ria.
All right, very quickly here. A viewer on the live wants to know, can you donate blood if you have diabetes or hypertension? Can you relay this message to Nurse Phillips?
Yes. So one of the viewers want to know if you can donate blood, whether or not you, if you have diabetes or hypertension.
Yes, you can donate blood if you are diabetic or hypertensive. However, there are some requirements that you need to meet. So when you come to the blood bank, you will have a medical interview, which will enable you to know if you could donate or not. So yes, you can come if you are diabetic or hypertensive. Some medications will not allow you to donate, but when you come in to have that medical interview, you'll know if you can or not.
All right, thank you so much. And Ria, I would have to help out Candice again by saying, good to see the blood bank and Nurse Phillips. This has transitioned just for today from Candice Action Jackson to Candice Rest and Recuperate Jackson. Just for today, folks. All right. And thank you so much for each and every one of you continuing to tune in. Those of you joining us via TV, those listeners are on the radio, and those of you online. It's been a beautiful, beautiful morning indeed. And no matter what, as I always say, never a dull moment with Candice Jackson.
Never. And Tobago up this morning. Sure. Now, just before we go, viewers, very quickly here, are you worried about what to give Dad for Father's Day? Well, just exhale with Exhale Spa by Haley, located at Cuckoo Avenue, Susulands. They are offering a special retreat for dads, which includes a pedicure, back massage, beer, Big Daddy, chocolate bar, and non-alcoholic wine, all for the low price of $600. Check out their other specials too on packages when you call them on 730-0149 to book your dad a spa day to exhale. And you can contact them again, 730-0149, and that is Haley's Exhale Spa. Exhale Spa. Haley's Exhale Spa. Okay, it's Cuckoo Avenue, Susulands.
All right, and just a quick mention, tomorrow we got the Bishop's High School PTA Walkathon, and we got to support those Parent Teachers Association. takes place Wednesday the 15th of June, starting at Penny Savers Camby to Buku Integrated Facility. So calling out for the support there for the Bishop's High School PTA Walkathon. Make that stride from Penny Savers Camby to Buku Integrated Facility. And yes, it starts at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Who knows? We may have some youth Wednesday energy on the outside, probably capturing what's happening at the finish line. Who knows? Right. All right. Thank you so much for your continued love and support, folks.
Well, that's it for us here at the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And we want to thank you so much for joining us. Viewers, have a really great day. Stay safe. Remember, coming up tomorrow, we've got the youth program on tomorrow, the youth show on, and you don't want to miss it. And remember, the Thursdays are holidays, so we may not see folks until just about Friday or so, God willing. So have a great day. Remember to stay safe and to wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance. And we'll see you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Good morning. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, 'cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, 'cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, 'cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense. Rather hear the words that glorify nonsense.